Good morning, it's Rick from Dogtooth, and I'm sat here with AJ from 68 Adventure. And we're going to just have a discussion about some of the things that they're doing at 68 Adventures. So, AJ, over to you. I just wanted to ask you quickly, 68 Adventure, where did that come from?
Oh, first coffee. No, it is. It comes from we did Gumball back in the days. In 2012, we had a random call with one of my good pals and friends, and also business partner back then, and say, "Hey, let's do Gumball." Gumball. I saw it on TV. It looks like it was a fucking hoot, and it was something for us that this we need to do. It's like a bucket list thing. And he said, "Yeah, let me look into that." And it like instantly after 30 seconds, a message come back, "Let's do it." And I was like, wow, that comes fast. And I got in touch with the Gumball HQ, and we did applied for a slot. We explained who we were, what car we will drive, and what interests we have, and suddenly come back that you can join. You will be team 68. That's available. And from that day on, we kind of kept the 68 number on all over businesses, on all over companies. We do racing with snowmobiles. We do all this, and it's always team 68. So that's why 68 Adventure kind of got their name, and that's how it got their name. And for us, it's also a walk down memory lane, or especially for me, I remember kind of it's a positive thing. So it always brings a smile on my face when I speak about why we are called this or that. And it's the love and passion for engines, for motorized vehicles, for cars, snowmobiles, everything. So that's why 68 Adventure.
Yeah, cool. And when was that? Was it like 2012 or 14 or something?
No, 12 we kind of applied, 13 we drove. So we drove in 13. First time it was Copenhagen to Monaco, actually, over Russia. So it was quite a wild one. And I kind of didn't know what I was up to and what I was against. And we came in as rookies. We come in as what you call a wet young boy as a rookie, and we ended up as a man when we were done after 7 days of 3,000 miles and drive all day, party all night, kind of. So it was an awakening, what do you call it, epiphany. So it was super fun, and it was 10 years ago actually. So. Yeah. 10 years in a few months.
Yeah, well, maybe you need to do some sort of big blowout or something for that anniversary, the making of AJ.
Yeah, that's actually a good idea when you say it. So we should actually have a Gumball reunion or something that kind of it defined us a lot. It defined us as a business and as persons also. It opened us up to road rallying or kind of car road tripping. Opened up a whole new universe for us, with people around us, with friends, with car communities, with me and you, Rick, also. So it opened a lot of doors for us in kind of terms of business and which way direction the life went and kind of took on. So it was a life-changing experience, even though it sounds dumb. It was a car tour, but it really was. So
well, I remember it actually from the outside. Obviously, I've not done Gumball myself, but I'd done some elements for other people on Gumball, and I remember like the flags out of the sunroof, Tommy, you're going down, and it's quite there's good videos, I think, of that, and then there's like a pretty good photograph of that. Is it your Norwegian flags in your? Was it a Charger?
No, it was a Chevrolet Camaro. It was a Hennessy-built Camaro from American muscle car.
Yeah.
It was a good car in Gumball because it was really loud. It looked good, and when you come with a Camaro, you think you will not stand out with all the Ferraris and Lambos and all this, but we got a lot of woo-ha with Viking out of the sunroof with some flags and a loud engine and some wild Vikings in it. So it was a good time.
Yeah. And so basically, that was because I was doing, I think it was the Twisted Gumball wrap, designer wrap at the time. Somehow, you liked, I think I put gumball, hashtag gumball or something. You liked my thing, and then we started a conversation on Instagram, and basically
Correct.
10 years later, here we are talking on a podcast.
Yeah.
So yeah, it is an interesting journey, and I've been with you sort of for the majority of that, in and out, because obviously I've got my own business.
Yeah.
But in and out of your journey as 68 Team 68, and contributed in some what's the word? I'm trying to infamous ways with the nipple tee.
That's quite famous, that T-shirt. So we did good with that one, Rick. So no, it's been a fun journey. It's not been a pleasure ride, but it's been a fun journey. It's been hard work and all this, but it's strange to see when you're going back to 13. We had all these different businesses, which we now have ended and moved, or I have shifted my kind of tribe and everything to a totally different and opposite direction.
Yeah.
So it's the things you do, the people you meet, the things you are kind of not forced into, but you go into, change you as a person. And it opens your eyes also in many, many ways. So I kind of like the person I see in the mirror now, and also I like what we are doing. I kind of think that the future is fun, and also we are supplying and giving people trouble-free and fun times out in the world. So I like what has happened the last 10 years. It's been a really cool journey, to be honest.
Cool. So that brings us to, how did Atlantic Road Trip start? So Atlantic Road Trip, I've done one of those through Norway, up Norway, across into Sweden, then down into Finland, and then into Estonia. So that was like 2019. But you did quite a few before that. So could you talk us through the journey of where Atlantic Road Trip came from?
We actually did the first Atlantic Road Trip in 2016. So it's 7 years in the making, and time flies for that too. No, it was after Gumball when we did that. We had a lot of friends in the car community with nice cars. And we are really proud of our region where we come from. And we think that, especially Norway, I think it's one of the prettiest countries in the world. And the whole of Scandinavia and also Finland has its charm and its beauty with everything that's going on. So we kind of started talking with a lot of friends and all this, that hey, we should showcase Scandinavia and Norway. Of course we were drunk when we started this conversation. It was over, I think, a reunion party or something, and a couple of the Finns that we were close with, Tim and Marco, said, hey, yeah, that sounds cool, let's do something. So we were 4 or 5 guys that say, hey, let's make a small friends trip up in Norway just for 2-3 days and showcase Norway and invite our friends and have some fun. And let's do that. So suddenly Atlantic Road Trip was born. Marco was with us, and he was owning a ad agency or something back in the day. So he had some designers and all this, and a logo kind of took form and all this. And suddenly it was real. Oh, we have a road trip now. And I was hoping for 6-7 cars, and 3-4 days in, and I think we were 17 or 18 cars the first year.
Wow.
And that was pretty special. And we drove over and ended up into, it's so far away, but it was Bergen was one of the places, and we have so many wild stories. This was back in the days when we didn't see any, it was no business, it was just friends on a journey or something like that. It was a wild one. I don't think we lost any driver's license or anything, but we had a lot of police interventions and all this. But it kind of said to us that, hey, this is something we need to do on a more professional level than just this. So from 16 it was the first one, and then suddenly in 17 it was professional, and we suddenly saw a business of this. So it's grown and grown and grown since then, and it's been ups and downs and all this, but my God, it's been fun. And it's also been fun to showcase our neck of, or my neck of the woods, Norway, which I'm extremely proud of. And I think it's one of the best driving countries in the world, even though you can't go too fast.
Yeah. I remember that kind of that passion for your country mostly about you, because where I live in England is a place called Yorkshire, and Yorkshire people are very similar. Is like, I guess it's a northern thing, you know, like obviously Alta's the north of Norway, but like we have this identity, and I would say that Yorkshire people think they're probably from Yorkshire before they're English, if you know what I mean. Like, you're a Yorkshireman, not an Englishman. So yeah, I thought there was a lot of similarities between us.
It is. So and it's been extremely popular against the American population also to come over here, and a lot of them we get to know on a personal level, and it's always fun to kind of speak to them, because almost everybody of them has Norwegian ancestors. They have some family from Norway, and that kind of makes me proud, and it kind of come home to your country, explore it with supercars and have fun. And yeah, we have went through some family trees with some of these, and we see they are quite heavily anchored in Norway with their ancestors. So that's also cool.
Yes, the Vikings, you just went everywhere.
We did. We still do.
Seeds.
Yeah, we still do.
Yeah.
No, it was a fun journey. 17 came, we had one, 18, 19, 20. The world was struck with something strange. Yeah. So we couldn't do it then, but then we did something different. We went from Amsterdam to Monaco.
Yeah.
That was a pretty rad thing. And now we are back at it. We had the Run to the Sun in September 2022 again. And now we have my dear Atlantic road trip in June, July this year. And this is something that is...
So talk to me about this, because we had a couple of messages between us, because I was just posting something in one of my items, and I was like, AJ, just send me a video of what you're going to do on Atlantic road trip this year. And you sent me this message of like, we're going to do this. I was like, I want to go on this. Yeah. We need to put this on video, because I think it, obviously, you know, we know between the two of us that you know, that just seeing it on a piece of paper is one thing, but you can't get the nuance of the stuff. And what I saw in your face with the excitement of the, you know, Lufthutten, is it Lufthutten?
Yeah, Lufthutten, yes.
Yeah. You know, those kind of things, I think, were what was infectious. And in the past, I know that we've done this before, where you've sent a video, and it just makes a difference, because coming from your sort of passion for what you do, it made it more like, oh, I want to do this. So yeah. Could you do me the best sales pitch ever? We're not even going to have a sales pitch. Just tell me what is going to happen. And for this will become your sales pitch, because it is so good. So go on.
No, it's special. One and foremost, it's because we're going home to my hometown. We're going to my birthplace and then my hometown. So that's pretty special. And the second one is that I think is the pinnacle of Norway, or North Norway, is the midnight sun. So we are actually driving into the land of the midnight sun. So if we take it step by step, we start in Stockholm, which is a vibrant city. It's a beautiful town. We have a lot of friends there, so that will be a lot of woo-ha and fun and all this stuff that we always have. Drive up the day after to Åre, which is a mountain town in the middle of Sweden. Beautiful town outside of Trondheim in Norway. Skiing resort. We do it in summertime, so it will be like a big lake, nice hotel, good food, good scenery. Day after, we cross over to Norway. We are home. And then we drive a beautiful route up to a town called Mo i Rana. Mo i Rana, it's nothing special with the town, but it's a beautiful town inside a fjord. It's a nice one. It's a waiting point for the day after, where we have rented I have my dogs here. I'm home, so that's the case here. And we have a puppy, so bear with me. No, in Mo i Rana, we have rented a racetrack called Arctic racetrack. It's the northernmost racetrack in Europe and in the world, so it's pretty special like that. And we go anti-clockwise, and I guess we will also have a lot of sunshine and everything there because we are going up in July, so that's the special thing. After that, we drive up to Bodø. Then we cross over the biggest monstrum in Northern Europe. So it's like the sea is like a huge river. So we stop there. It's like full of currency and all this. And I've been there a couple of times, and it's breathtaking and wild and also scary at the same time every time we stop there. To Bodø we go. Bodø is a beautiful city out in the by the sea. Beautiful, breathtaking. Day after we start what I say is the real journey. We drive in and out to Lofoten, small ferry ride over. We have a whole kind of fishing village, which we have rented just for us. There is jacuzzis, hot tubs, saunas. There is like the docks on the kind of to the sea. We have fishing boats. We have hiking. We even have a famous pizza restaurant at that place. So who knew? And we have a 5-minute cycle trip from there to a famous beach where we can do windsurfing and also surfing. So that's also pretty special. And Lofoten is, I would say, they say see Rome and die. I would say see Lofoten and die. This is like, it's just beautiful. The high mountains, the fjords, the sand beaches, the green hills, the nature, the wildness also. And you can see it's wild. You can see it's been shaped with ice and wind and water over thousands of years. But it's also the people, the open-hearted people, the kindness, kind of the overall feeling of it. You get what we call North Norwegian hospitality. And that's pretty sick, to be honest. It's people are friendly, they like it, and when they see cars like this, which we will bring up, it will be like a big thing. So we have actually 2 days in Lofoten before we wander off to further north up to Senja, which I think it's like I think it's like going to Ireland. It's but with higher mountains. It's really green. It's really wild. It's really open, but still higher mountains and more steep mountains, but more green. So we drive through there, have some beautiful lunches, drive over to something that's called the Summer Island, which is a sand beach island. Stop there for a regrouping point before we move into Tromsø, which is what we call in Norway the Paris of the North. It's a vibrant city of 60,000-70,000 people. It's a student city. It's always something going on. It will be a nice night there for sure. So morning after we set sail for my hometown of Alta. It is 5.5 hours of driving. I will say 4.5 for us. This is what you call it. It's scary, but always also good. The roads are extremely good. I know police will be waiting for us, so we need to keep the pace down. But we have one stretch from Tromsø to Alta direct, where we are checked in for a lunch in the middle of the city center. We relax, kick back, check into our ending hotel, do all this. And at 7 o'clock that night, we go out and we start our engine again for the last push to North Cape. And that's the first time we ever done it in history that we have a night ride. And a night ride in North Norway is pretty special because it's 24/7 daylight.
Yeah.
And we are chasing the midnight sun. So I can't wait to take the people out for a wild ride from 7 to 9:30 or something. Come to North Cape, the whole plateau for us, kick back a few hours. Hopefully we will have the midnight sun, and from there on we just flip the cars and then push back to Alta, where the closing party starts from Friday night to Saturday all the way until Sunday. And that would be special.
Yeah, too many white Russians, I think, for you.
Oh my God, yes. Yeah. But what a ride. And this is the route you do once in a lifetime. We will never do it again because of there is not many hotels, there is not many routes to take. It's just one route up and one, that's it, kind of. Yeah. So this will be a once in a lifetime journey for us.
Yeah, and that's kind of what I thought when you were telling me. I was just like, this is definitely bucket list stuff. You know, there's
Yeah.
not you're not really going to get the chance to do this, you know, unless you do it yourself. But you know, like there's you're not going to get that camaraderie, the family. You know, like you have a group of like-minded people who love cars and love travel, etc. And just going away with them is special in itself, never mind putting the cars in and then this epic road trip with this beautiful scenery. So yeah, definitely a
Yeah,
bucket list thing.
it's a little bit like having a motorcycle. You're a motorcycle owner, aren't you?
Yes, possibly. Yeah.
Yes, possibly, yes. So it's like it's fun with a motorcycle. It's really fun with it, but it's even more fun when you're driving out with your mates
Yeah.
for a ride here or
Yeah.
there, or a coffee cup, or just out for a ride. And the same is with supercars and with cars. It's a beautiful scenery we are going through, but it's even more fun when you are with like-minded people who are with their toys out there and having fun. It puts that extra dimension on things.
Yeah.
Because you're sharing also all this kind of
Yeah.
feelings you get and all this. And every night you stop, we have a beautiful hotel, there is a drink, there is something, and you discuss and talk about all the fun that you had this day, the scenery, the roads. And it's like it's always something new. And
Yeah.
and the ever-changing landscape. Keep in mind we are driving from roads or areas with loads of woods and all this to naked area where the trees don't grow. So it is pretty special, to be
Yeah.
honest.
Yeah. Yeah, well, I was lucky enough to come to Alta, but it was obviously in winter.
Yeah.
So we were there for snowmobiling.
Yeah.
But yes, and having obviously done Atlantic road trip, going up and seeing, you know, the scale of the landscape, that was quite a big thing for me, especially from England. I mean,
Yeah.
people from other countries, maybe if you live in the Alps or something, it would be very similar. But the thing with the Alps is quite, you know, it's quite small in terms of area, whereas when you go to Norway, it's just colossal. Like the walls of rock are so huge, you know, like the water, you know, like in the fjords and everything are just so, yeah, it is pretty spectacular. And I do remember some quite fun times driving through Norway. So
Yeah. No, I look forward to it, and it will be an emotional drive for me because I'm bringing my clients and also friends up to the place where I kind of grew up and have most of my memories and all this. So, and it's also a place that is close to my heart. So I really look forward to showcasing it to everybody because this is something this is an area truly I'm fond of and I love, and I kind of see all this. And of course, one part of you is kind of nervous. Will everybody like this? Will it be like, hey, as I described and all this? But then again, it's pretty wild, it's pretty rough, and it's pretty different from everything you have ever seen. So it's a bucket list thing for sure.
yeah.
And I look forward to bringing you guys up with me there. That's for sure.
Brilliant. Well, what we could do is move on to what you're doing at the moment, or what you're preparing for at the moment. I know that Atlantic Road Trip is the next big road rally, but actually at the moment you are working on something a little bit closer. And what? So do you want to explain some of that?
Yeah, that's cool. No, we are. We have actually in a few days we are going up to Alta. So the 8th to 12th of March we have. It's not a reunion, but it's kind of invited the guys who are in the group chats and all that for the rallies to join us for Alta. We didn't do anything big with it because we wanted to keep it small. But we go up to Alta for a snowmobiling weekend. It's also in Alta a winter festival that weekend. So it's called the Aurora Borealis, which is the Latin word for Northern Lights. Yep. So it's the Northern Lights Festival up in my hometown. It's the town is in party mode. So we have ice sculptures, we have different food kind of tents, we have a beer tent, we have the longest dog sled race in Europe starting at that weekend. So there is a lot of things going on, and it's a nice weekend to come up to Alta and kind of be part of the winter fun.
Yeah.
It's still pretty dark. It's still pretty cold. I see the weather forecast for next week is minus 15 to 20 degrees Celsius, so it's cold. Yeah. But it will be a fun weekend with a lot of snowmobiling, watching the dog sled race, good local food, get together to visit the ice hotel, kind of see all the things that is up there in a short but nice weekend.
Yeah. So is that the same weekend that we came out? Is it because it was a dog sled race when we were there?
Yeah, it's the same one. Yeah, but we were more. I think we were more lucky with the weather, me and you, when you were up there.
Yeah,
we had quite good weather.
Yes, beautiful sunny day. And then one of the days when we went out, it was like beautiful blue skies, you know, out on the snowmobiles. And then all of a sudden, we just hit this wall of clouds, as fog or whatever it was, and we couldn't see anything. It was like looking for the sticks in the ground just to make sure that you're on the same track. And then, you know, Mika and I were like, what do we do? Where do we do? We've lost everyone. But it was, honestly, it was just so awesome. That is in my sort of top 10, you know, that one day. I've got a brilliant video, which I'll put at the end of this, you know, of me and Nathan going down the hill, because I think he forgot to fuel up or something. So we had to go back up and then come back down ourselves, and we just filmed it, and it was like the sun was going down. It was so beautiful. It was amazing.
So it was that drive was actually pretty wild. I remember we come up to the mountain. It was so sunny and so nice, and suddenly you see this wall coming against us with white stuff, and the problem was also it was some moist in it, so the goggles were freezing, so I couldn't see shit. And I thought that, hey, this is not 100% safe because we are driving too fast. And we were pushing too much, but I was thinking that but I just have to keep up the pace, and hopefully you got the memo that don't wander off, keep going, and if you can't see, just stop and we will find you. So even for me, I wasn't nervous, but I kind of felt the problem of using my nails to kind of scratch the goggles to see forward on. But it was a beautiful day, and when we come down, I remember it when the sun was going down and we had clear skies and everything. So no, snowmobiling is beautiful, especially in that area, I have to say, because it's so open, so wild, but we have to have respect also for nature. It changes like this, and that we saw up that beautiful day.
Yeah, and that's kind of like, you know, that's the adventure, isn't it? You know, like as a human, you know, like we want to go and experience travel and all that kind of stuff, but actually the frailty of that, you know, the us versus the weather, actually that really makes something of the adventure, you know, and like you were saying about the currents in that river, suddenly realize how big you are compared to Mother Nature. So yeah, I think that's part of adventure, or all adventure.
Yeah, I think so. And that's kind of also what I try to tell to everybody who's coming up to this area, that we need to have respect for nature in all ways. We have only one Earth, and we have, in Norway, especially in North Norway, you have an ever-changing weather. You never know. It's a little bit like Iceland. You can look that way, and it's beautiful, and as soon as you turn that way, you see the trouble is coming in. Yeah. And I just spoke home now. They have been on a lockdown for 2-3 days up in the north because of weather. No planes, no cars, no roads, nothing is open. Everything is. So I guess, and when we close down, it's really wild. It's not like something else.
Not like Britain.
No.
where no one can drive when you have like half an inch of snow.
Yeah. No, here it was 1 meter, 1.5 meter over 3 days were actually coming. So it was a lot. Yeah. But it's kind of also the charm of everything. So, and then also we know when we are coming up next weekend, there is a lot of snow there for us to have fun in. Yeah. So that's good. And we have some cool people joining us. So it's nice. People from all over the world, actually, from England, from Germany, from Bulgaria. I think even a couple of from America is coming. So that's nice. Yeah. Yeah. So it's a nice group of people. And I look forward to going home with them and kind of having some White Russians, of course, and some good snowmobiling and some good local reindeer food.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, that was another interesting thing. Obviously, there might be some vegans watching this, but watching, you know, eating your local delicacy. Some of them were very similar to what we would have, but you know, reindeer is definitely not something that you get. I obviously had reindeer when we were there before,
Yeah.
but you cooked for us a really nice reindeer dish as well, didn't you? So yeah, I do really recommend Alta. You know, doing the snowmobiling. It's just, you know, properly up there in terms of, you know, the adventure, the getting out, the fun. You know, and just like doing things that like riding across a frozen lake on a snowmobile at what 40 mile an hour, something like that. That's quite a special thing, you know. And the amount of stories I can tell about all the stuff that, you know, we've done through
Yeah.
68 Adventure, you know, with you guys, you know, like facilitating. It's, yeah, I've got the best set of stories ever. So no doubt, because you've been doing it for much longer, you've got even more
Yeah.
stories, because it's just, yeah, fantastic stuff.
Oh,
But
it's good. It's good to hear that you have all these stories, because that's what we are after. We are after you making memories and collecting memories and having stories to tell. And for me, as a North Norwegian man, I love that you kind of are fond of and have special memories from my region of the world.
yeah, one of the things that I find really fascinating is like you know, that week of or with a road trip is a week, but with, you know, Alta going away for a long weekend, is that camaraderie that you build with the people that you're there with. So you might come across people you've never met before, and obviously quite often you'll come with a teammate, so that, you know, that person is someone that you usually know. But can you, if I was a beginner to all of this, like, what is the expectation? What am I gonna experience? And then what would you say prepare? How would you say to prepare yourself for this?
I would say that pick your co-pilot wisely. You need to be two in every car. So, and going on a road rally or a road trip for 7 days or 8 days like we have this year, it takes a toll on you also on a person. And it's not negative toll, but it takes a toll on you, because keep in mind, you are in that bubble full of impressions, long days of driving, and different. You check in, you check out, you travel. You have a lot of things coming in all the time, and we are moving at not a speed, but at a momentum. We have all these stops all the way. So as a rookie, I would say be open-minded, but be also ready to be exhausted. And we almost every time start with a couple of long rides. Like the 2 first days, we drive quite long of a distance, and we are not, how can I say, going actively out just to make you tired or something. That's not the end goal for this, but it's just to get the feeling of being on the road, and then also bonding with your co-pilot, learning the ropes, and also we need to cover some distance. But my kind of biggest kind of what I strive for when we are doing this is that when we have rookies on, when we have newbies on that's never been to this family, I strive really to get them into the family and get them to know everybody within the first or the second day. So we are all kind of clicking and all getting together more and more closely. And I think I have had success with that over the years. And I put my personal interest in, like, everybody is going to have a good time with us. And you never know. We come from different backgrounds. We are different people. Some are introverts, some are really out there, some are, yeah. But to come in as a rookie, I guess it could be somewhat scary in many ways, because you meet a lot of new people, but it isn't. This is a beautiful family. It's a dysfunctional family, but it's a beautiful family of epic people. And I have so many stories where I have fallen out with my co-pilot in the car. If it's been that I've been driving the wrong direction, or giving him on the map or the navigation the wrong direction, or we have been quarreling about not dropping empty bottles behind our seat because they are making noise, or we are doing this and that. But in the end of the day, you are tired sometimes, and you wake up early, you are on the road. There will be some kind of, we are playing the wrong music or something, or too loud, So it comes to a point also in the trip where I say, why am I actually doing this? 3, 4, 5 days in, and I'm thinking, it would be better to lay in my sofa watching some TV shows than anything. But then again, you keep pushing, you go and you come to the end, you go home, and after 1 week home, you're just thinking, when am I doing this again? I need to do it again. I need to. So it's a strange feeling. In 2020, when we did Run to the Sun, I didn't have that feeling that this was really gruesome and tiresome. I had a little bit of a downward spiral in, I don't know, was it Chamonix, I think, or something. We were driving. It was long days, and there was some changing because of COVID, and we couldn't go to a place. We needed to stay one more day there, so we had to go for plan B. And then I felt it a little bit, but for me, that 2020 trip was like, in many ways, so perfect, because we showed the world that everything is possible. It was a beautiful group of people, and that was really fun. And the same one here actually in 2022, when we did now Sofia in Bulgaria to Lake Garda in Italy. We went through the what I call the last cowboy countries, or the last Wild West in the world, which is the Balkans.
Yeah,
it was extremely stressful in many ways, because there was not too much phone coverage or cellular coverage. The borders were kind of, you needed to, and the roads were okay. And then you have heard all these stories, but so again, it puts an extra dimension on things when we were driving. And I see a lot of tired faces one of those days, because we had some long drives and we needed to come into the hotel, park the car safely and all this, and everybody was, whew. And then when we come into down to Croatia and European Union again, it was like, we made it,
relax,
guys. Relax. So it's a lot of different emotion that comes in, and as a newbie, you need to be aware of this and all this. But I think you're really brought really fast into the track and speed and the kind of momentum of everything. So you've been first time driver once, Rick. So how was your experience?
So we did. So my co-pilot is a chap called Nathan, or Lord Gilbert, as we know him. We've known each other for a while, but I don't think that I think that 2019 cemented our relationship so much so that actually Nathan knows my wife first. So he was my wife's friend. So they'd been on holiday together and all that kind of thing. And then my wife now says I've stolen her friend, because basically we had this 1 week of just shoving ourselves together for a whole week. And then obviously we've been to Alta. We did the Run to the Sun, the first Run to the Sun together. So yeah, we have, we've bonded, let's say. That's and we've just recently been skiing together as well. And
but you're different persons. You're really different personalities.
Yeah, possibly, yeah.
How is that kind of?
How does it work? Well, let's just say I wouldn't say I'm a boss. I'm an owner, and I can make decisions and know, But what I do often is I just relax myself. I'm actually really highly strung, and I want perfection and I want everything right. But when I go away, I just leave that behind, and it's just go with the flow, do whatever Nathan wants to do. That's pretty much my principle for all of our weeks away. So we've done, like Nathan and I have done other things together as well, like Le Mans and things. So yeah, it's just that just relax. And we don't get on perfectly sometimes, but like we can nitpick or get annoyed with each other or something. But considering we are so different, I think we do quite well to stay friends.
Yeah, but you always, with that co-pilot, when you always have that safe zone. Also, when you are driving, you have kind of your little bubble in your car for 7, 8, 9, 10 hours every day.
Yeah.
So you really get close to that person.
Yeah, that's that person inside out.
Really well. So that's kind of cool also. Yeah. No, we have some stories about that, and I have had a few different co-pilots, but usually one, and we have our fallouts and we are shouting and we are like an old married couple. It's like it goes hard sometimes, but I think it's part of the experience where you kind of find your inner love for your friend also at the end. And I remember we were driving through some tunnels and we were playing Greyhound, I think it was, with Swedish Host Mafia. And we were plowing through some tunnels, the end of a rally, and it was quite emotional. And I looked at him, he looked at me, we didn't say anything. I even almost now cry, and I had almost a tear in my eye. And I remember we were looking and nodding to each other. We made it. So that was pretty special, I have to say. And it's an emotional thing to road rally together. I don't know. Of course, you need some money and it's a luxury thing. You need a nice car. Everything can be rented also, by the way. But I think it's a once in a lifetime thing you really need to do with a good friend of you, even your wife. It doesn't matter. We kind of strive also to have the road trips where you can actually bring your wife with you. So that's no problem at all. But we always studied as a camaraderie thing, and I like it like that. And it's a bonding thing, and it's really fun. So yeah, as a rookie, come in, experience it, and next time you're not a rookie. So that's kind of it.
Yes. And the one of the things, I want to say is like, there is a family, and we call it, you call it the Art family. Obviously Art being Atlantic Road, but it's way bigger than that. It's not about that road at all. Now it is literally like this group of like-minded family that that you can like have a conversation. Like literally on my computer, I have different time zones because any one day I can be speaking to people anywhere in the world, mainly Europe and America, but or Canada or wherever. But it's really cool to be part of a like an international group of people. And not only that, that sort of sense of like we're all in this together. We all those experiences that we had, like chasing each other down, or being at a certain bar or a certain party or something. We've all got these experiences. It's that stuff that just stays with you. It really is like I can't quite explain until you've experienced it. I'm pretty sure it's like being in the army, right? Because you have that you're forced to be with these people for so long. Some of them you don't like, but you just develop relationships that have a depth to them. So and then you just care about those people afterwards, and you want to help them. You want to do things for them, and we've like within the circle of 68, there is many business relationships, people doing things with each other. So it is really cool to see that it's not just a rally thing. There's a bigger family and a bigger network. And
you do.
Like you can get anything you want. And like when I was in Alta before Christmas, we were literally having a conversation about some guy wanted what was it, a GT3 RS or something. It's like dump it in the group, and then all of a sudden people are going, I can get this person, to facilitate that. So it's magic. It really is magic.
It is. And you're you're suddenly in a circle of trust also. You are in a community where everybody knows you as a person, and they know you and they know your face. They've been with you. You broke bread with them and drunk wine with them. So you are really in a circle of trust with a lot of these people. And when you reach out for something, they are for sure there to help you. And we always try to, how can I say, unite or meet also between the rallies with different reunions. We have one in Berlin in December. Einar, who is a good friend of ours, also after doing a lot of rallies, we did Gumball with him. He's done Atlantic and Run to the Sun with us. He's back next year. He's always hosting us and taking care of us in Berlin with the Christmas market. Now we have the Alta thing. We are planning some Formula One thing this year, so that's kind of cool, and I'm really excited about that. And we know more in a few weeks. And then we have Atlantic, like we say, the big one this summer. And then come September, we also have Run to the Sun, which is kind of like the Southern Europe thing, which I kind of thought was not ending, but I kind of saw it as a one-time thing, maximum 2, because of COVID and all this. And maybe I think too narrow, or maybe I think too small, but I thought, okay, we will do it during COVID, so we have something fun to do for myself also. And because I like to be on the road with the guys. And then suddenly after 2022 success and kind of people telling me the last day, AJ, this we need to do again, like every year. We will be with you. So I was thinking, okay, maybe we don't put it on the shelf, we do it again. So September will be fun also with Copenhagen to Marbella. So there is a good calendar in 2023, I have to say.
Yeah. Yeah. Can you tell us more about Run to the Sun? Like it, you know, have you got details organized, or is it still sort of, you know?
No, everything is booked and laid down now. So it's a cool one. It's
Give us one of your, give us your, you know, the AJ version.
It's 3,261 kilometers. It's 8 days. It's the 9th to the 7th of September. We start in Copenhagen, which for me is like Copenhagen and Stockholm is two of my favorite towns, I have to say. And we start in Copenhagen. We kick off as usual with a big party, I guess, for a few days for people who are arriving early usually. Then we drive up to Hanover day 1. And Hanover, we have I have a good guy working for us as an event manager, and he did good on this one. So we have found a castle, and I like castles. And he have found a castle outside of Hanover where we have rented the whole thing. And there we come in, first day there, dinner, some drinks, relax. And it's a beautiful scenery with a small lake and all this stuff. And I really look forward to that. Day 2, we jump in the car. We drive from Hanover to Zurich. Zurich is, as we know, a nice town in Switzerland. So we enter Switzerland. We take down the pace. We come into a hotel called the Dolder Grand, which I would say is one of the 3 best hotels in the world. We stay there for the night. Beautiful dinner outside in Zurich Center. Drive out, go to France, home to Michelin, cross over France all the way there, different places and small roads and back roads. Come into Spain and San Sebastian, where a good client of us and friend of ours has said we need to go there for the, what's it called, mussels?
Yeah.
So mussels and champagne in San Sebastian. And this is an area I've never been in, so I really look forward to that because it's the north side of Spain. It's really special. I looked at a lot of films and pictures, and I really look forward to that. And I really look forward to visiting in that place with our clients. Day after, we drive to Madrid. Madrid, we know, is a vibrant city and all this. And then we cross down to Marbella with back roads and all this. And we have a double stay or a double night in Marbella. We stay at the Hard Rock Hotel, which is brand new there. And we have a drive out on the last day for those guys who want something extra. That's a secret where we're going, but I promise it will be fun. We kind of ended with a bang in Spain. And Marbella, we know, is a summer city. And it's always nice when you come in as for a Scandinavian guy. It's always good for a Scandinavian guy to kind of drive out and do stuff in September because it gets closer to winter. So the rally, it's called Run to the Sun, and we are chasing the sun, especially for us from Scandinavia. We are going to a warmer place. We are going to the summer heat and all this, and that's pretty nice, I have to say.
Yeah.
I look forward to September also. It's not going home to my hometown, but it's a special one because we are chasing the sun. We're going into Southern Europe. Yeah. It's always something special doing something that time of the year.
Yeah. I remember from the Run to the 2020 Run to the Sun, and when we started in Amsterdam, and it was good, but it was kind of damp and it was
Yeah,
a bit cold. We'd flown into Germany and then got the car and then come up. So we were driving through rain, and it was, and then you get there and then you have a bit of fun with people, on the night. But then that the magic was, I think we got to Belgium, to Spa,
yeah,
still damp, and but then the further you go, and then you go up into the mountains, and it was like, we went to Andermatt, I think it was,
yeah.
and how, like the weather changes to snow, and it was like, oh, it's beautiful, I love this, like the mountains. And then you come down from there into Italy, and when we were going through Italy, it just changed to sunshine. It
Yeah,
was like, this is run to the sun, like
yeah,
this, and it just totally changed, like your mood, your operate. Like, you suddenly, you couldn't stop smiling, and then when we ended in Monaco, that was just that, that again, I said before, is like bucket list stuff. Like,
yeah.
I have ticked off quite a number of bucket list things, work doing stuff with you guys. So yeah, it's been. I think the
Oh,
run to the sun is magic. Like, there's just something about it. I think, that sunshine, that draw, coming down to the south. Just, yeah, it's really cool.
yeah. It's fun to chase the sun. We did it backwards in 2022. We started more south, kind of in Bulgaria, and then ended up in
Yeah,
Lake Garda in Italy. But in 2020 it was special because we started with rain and damp and gray and all this, and we kind of tracked up to snow.
yeah,
And I remember coming up there, I was thinking, hey, I remember the roads were closed the day after, so we needed
yeah,
to take another route to come down to Milan. And suddenly you drop down from the mountains and everything changed. It was
yeah,
plus 23, 24 degrees. Sun was shining. I remember we had 28 one of those days, and it was like, wow. I felt the same as you. And no, it's been special, Run to the Sun. It's been like it's that's really a boys trip in some ways, because the pace is a little bit faster also, I have to say, on Run to the Sun than on Atlantic. And that's a different thing. I would say that maybe I say something wrong now, but Atlantic Road Trip is a road trip. We do it for the scenery, the kind of camaraderie, the food, and all the kind of beautiful things we pass and do. Run to the Sun, it's also about the scenery and the camaraderie and all of this, but it's better roads, and it's a road rally. I think it's a rally in its purpose. We are not competing in any way or form, and that is really important to say. But it's a faster moving train, I will say. So
yeah.
we had a small here in 2022. We were stopped by the border. We were going into Serbia, and of course, someone didn't have the papers okay. I think they were okay, but the border controller was just fucking with us. So quite famous green Ferrari was left on the other side of the border. And I had the same Ferrari and a yellow one. And I said to the owner of the green Ferrari, which is a good friend of ours also, that we don't leave anybody behind. So we will figure this out. So I waited on the border, and I was thinking, what can we do? How can we do it? The local girls we had with us, who have a rally in Bulgaria, helped us a lot. And they say, hey, let's bring a car transporter over and take him on the transporter into Sofia. So we asked the border patrol, can we do it? Of course you can, but you need to be on the car transporter all the way through Serbia. And clever as we are, we were just thinking, hey, we take the car over, and just 200 meters from the border, we drop it down again, and then we push into Belgrade. So 1 hour went, the car transporter come in, bring him over the border, not on his own wheels. We drop next corner, we take the car off, and we are speeding against Belgrade. I remember the roads were beautiful, the sun was going down, and it's like this. What is that famous video game? This when you're driving into the sunset, the old 80s, 90s arcade game. Yes, Outrun. It was like Outrun. One green, one yellow Ferrari 812 were pushing hard on the roads there, and I remember we were doing some serious speed, but the roads were perfect. The sun was going down, and I felt like it was on Outrun when we were going in there. And that, for me, as a driving moment, that was special. And it was just us two cars, but still it felt like we were 20 cars. but the feeling and everything, we come in and everybody's waiting for us, clapping, and you did it, you made it. And we didn't save the world. We didn't do anything good, except we brought both cars into the hotel. But the feeling you get there, the boys are standing with drinks there and all this, and food is ready and all, and they were shouting and all this. It felt good. So those are the feelings you're chasing, and those small kind of stories I will bring with me, and kind of, because for me that driving day was really, really special, and that night it was so it was fun. And we have all these stories, and Run to the Sun for me has grown on me to be something that I really look forward to, because we are chasing different areas, we are in different scenery, which is new to me also, and also we use a little bit of different cars sometimes also, so that's also nice.
So basically at the moment, let's just do a roundup in terms of what you've got. So this year you've obviously got Alta. Is there any spaces on Alta?
For the snowmobile trip, we have actually 3 cancellations. Sadly, a guy that was going up with some friends of ours has been in a accident, same as the guy I'm chatting with now. He went skiing, so he broke his leg, and his friend also, they kind of crashed together actually.
Right.
So they are not able to come there for snowmobiling. So then suddenly we have 3 double rooms free. So if somebody wants to join us, it's possible.
Yeah.
Then we have Atlantic road trip in end of June, beginning of July. There we have some vacancies still.
Yeah. And when do you need to have? When's that sort of rounding up? What's your plans for that?
I need to have all the bookings in before mid-April.
Cool. Yeah.
So that's kind of what we are after, in a perfect world. I will do a recce of the trip end of April, beginning of May. So we will be posting a lot of stuff from there and also showcasing that. And I know there will be some last minute booking. We will try to accommodate them, but it's a little bit hard with the cutoff date for some of the hotels also. So we will have to see how we do it. But we said mid-April for everything there. And then we have the Run to the Sun, which is 9 to 17 of September, where we have the cutoff date. I think it's 15 of June. But that's pretty full already. I think we have 80% sold of that, or 85% sold of Run to the Sun already. Yeah. So if you want to join in for the rallies, I think you need to be a little bit quick, because we are making quite a fuss at the moment.
Yeah, and so if you wanted to be part of that sort of that camaraderie, that group of the family, what probably would be a good idea is to get on Atlantic road trip this year, so that then you get a heads up for Run to the Sun next year, because that's obviously when you're in the group, you always get the heads up weeks in advance, obviously, of everything else. So do Atlantic this year and then do Run to the Sun next year. Or do both this year. Do both this year. But
no, but I like your idea. Of course, my heart is with the Atlantic road trip, because we're going home. Yeah. So it's special for me. It is. So no, I welcome all guys, and get in touch with me. That would be super. And we always want to extend the family. It's a beautiful family, and we always want to extend that.
Yeah. AJ, thank you very much for your time, mate. I hope that you've enjoyed it as much as I have listening to the stories. And just brings up in me some of those memories as well, like from the times I have it. I mean, I literally have all my own stories replaying now in my head, and I'm thinking, I can't wait this year. It's going to be so good.
I thank you for that, Rick. No, first time for me with this kind of thing, so it's good fun. I liked it a lot, and it brings back, like you said, a lot of memories. And for me, thank you for giving me the opportunity to talk, and also thank you for giving me all the emotions inside now of all the things I kind of went through over the register of feelings I have inside me, and all the good memories I have from road tripping over the years. Thank you, Rick.
Brilliant. Cool. Well, we should do this one more time, probably in a few months' time, maybe, and see what we can do in terms of where we've got to, what other things are coming along. If there's, you mentioned something about F1, so I'm interested. Obviously, that's the other thing about the family. There is a lot of F1 sort of interest in the group, and most Sundays we're in the group saying who's going to win, who's doing what. You're obviously a Vettel fan.
Isn't it next weekend it starts?
Yeah, well, this weekend, yeah.
This weekend, yeah.
Yeah. So,
did you watch the Drive to Survive?
I started it, but I find it really difficult to watch when I already know what's happened. So.
Yeah, but some of the things but it took me by surprise. There was not too much about my hero, Sebastian Vettel.
Yeah.
And there was not anything about the woo-ha between Max and Checo in Brazil and all that. So they left out some crucial bits. So I guess it's all about the money.
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah. No, I see your point. I see your point. You know everything, but it's a fun series to bring you up again to the level of excitement for Formula One.
Yeah.
So that's kind of cool. So I recommend you to watch it.
Yeah. Cool. Brilliant. On that bombshell, we'll give it our final goodbye. Cheers, AJ. Bye.
Cheers. Have a good one. Thank you.